And welcome to another special edition of RF Sports Radio, Emergency Edition. Everybody's been kind of wondering what we think about this whole situation with the Luka trade. So now finally we get a chance to give everybody our thoughts. I don't know where to start, to be honest with you. I don't know where we start at. It's so much to kind of dissect and go through. Let's start with just the shock. The pure shock of the trade. I was Saturday night. I was out and somebody said, "Hey man, have you seen this?" I was like, "What? Seen what?" So they traded Luka. I'm like, "They traded Luka?"
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I thought maybe ESPN got hacked. I don't know what I was thinking, but
you called me.
I called you. I called you.
Unaware. Yeah.
So just let's talk about the initial shock of them trading Luka. We never saw this coming, right?
The whole NBA world was shocked. I think everybody that watched basketball, cared anything about basketball, was shocked. I was certainly shocked. I was disbelief. I had to go back and check everything twice and recheck twice to make sure it was for real. But I'm still shocked.
Yeah, I'm still in shock.
I know Dallas fans are really pissed off about this.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. I mean, trades like this, number one, don't happen mid-season most of the time. They never happen to a superstar when he's this young. Luka being 25, he's made
star for star.
Yeah, never really see star for star. And on a Saturday night at midnight, when no one can really talk about it the next day, these type of things just don't really happen in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was just really a shocking thing to see. The shock value was at an all-time high. You know, everybody reacted to it. Players, coaches. My phone was blowing up with people asking questions. It just was just a shocking thing to see in the city.
And nobody saw it coming.
No,
that's it.
No.
It's different if Luka was acting up and getting along or wanted out, pulled some Jimmy Butler stuff, was suspended. But none of that happened.
Well, it's important that we've been around the team quite a bit. There were no signs that this was going to happen.
Absolutely.
I know there's going to be a lot of people putting out videos. I've seen people making videos about the Celtics series or him throwing temper tantrums on the court, things like that. But this was not telegraphed by any stretch of the imagination. We were around that team quite a bit. There was never a hint that this was part of the plan, right?
Well, the success of the Mavericks was all dependent on Luka. Luka took them all the way to the finals. He took them to the year before that. He took them to went to the championship. I don't know. I don't know. How do you play?
I don't know.
Trade a player like that.
I don't think a player has ever been traded like that. Not of that magnitude. I mean, Shaq, of course, was traded, but that was in the off season. That Shaq wanted out.
And before
that was totally different. Yeah, that was totally different. Yeah, this is like and even Luka himself said he was shocked. He didn't know anything about it. He woke up kind of like, what's going on? He thought it was a joke too.
So did Anthony Davis.
It's just shock. I mean, I think everybody, speaking for myself and speaking for anybody, it's the whole shock of everything that happened to the point where we got to talk about so many different things that go along with this trade. I want to start a little bit about the Mavericks end of things, and let's focus a little bit on Nico, the GM for the Mavericks. Now, we have praised Nico over the years for some of the moves he's made. He's brought Kyrie here. He got rid of a bunch of players, ended up with some great role players with P.J. Washington. He always got Klay Thompson. He's always making moves thinking, how can he improve the team? And he's done that every year. Yeah. Every year the team has gotten better. Every team has gotten better.
Right.
This move will be his defining moment, whether good or bad, what happens with his career and how Nico will go down. Now, in Dallas, he's enemy number one right now.
Absolutely. Everybody can't stand Nico right now.
Yeah, he's enemy number one right now. And then the statement he made in the press conference let me ask you about that. Him saying about Luka not coming in the right conditioning and not in shape and overweight, and him not kind of buying into. He even said something about the culture. It just sounded like a bunch of BS to me.
Me too. I thought that was a lame excuse, and then he laughed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Say the kid won't be around for 10 years, and it
could be the case.
The next 3 which would probably be true.
Yeah.
But I I don't know if it was his decision. I don't think it was just his decision. You don't go to management and pull a trade like that without them knowing about it.
Mm.
I just, he was in charge of the operations, but you had to go to management about something.
Yeah, I mean, they have to approve or deny it, true enough. Right. But, I mean, do you buy this whole thing about him going back as far as January, having coffee with Rob Pelinka, talking about this?
Buddy.
Yeah, but this in January they had this conversation, and now they pulled the trigger.
From what I heard, they've been talking about it for a while.
Mm.
And I don't know what made this come about. They talked about it, they said, but I don't believe the excuse he gave. He got to give me something better than that.
Even if what he said was true, even if Luka is not in great shape or comes in bad shape, doesn't buy into the whole exercise routine or whatever the case may be, has his own training staff, who cares? For him to be out of shape,
he's still
be a 5-time All-NBA player, a starter, to be probably the top, 3 best players in the league,
in the world,
to take a team to a Western Conference final, to take a team to the finals. I mean, for him to be able to do that out of shape, that's even more reason to keep the guy, not to trade him.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing I could give a knock on Luka was his ball dominancy. He had to have the ball in his hand.
But he was a great passer. Was that wrong?
He made everybody better. He was a great passer. And without him shooting, his shooting ability, Mavericks would have gotten as far as they got.
Yeah. But I think that's what made him so great, the fact that he could control the ball, you could surround him with a cast of whoever players, and you still had a shot. If Luka was in the game on your team, you had a legitimate shot to go all the way.
And you and I saw Luka hit so many game-winning shots.
So many games.
The
dude's a killer. You don't get rid of killers like that.
No.
Killers don't get traded like that. It just doesn't happen in the NBA. So I'm like you. I don't believe this whole spin that they're doing.
No.
Do you believe what he said about Jason Kidd didn't know until after the trade was done? Do you believe that? Do you buy that?
No, because he's a coach. Mm-hmm. You don't go and pull something without telling the coach and ownership.
Right.
That a deal this big. I can see if it was a player, something came up, all of a sudden you can make a trade for a better player. But you got rid of your best player.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. The coach has to know something.
When you're talking about the whole thing about ownership having approval and they had to know, I just refuse to believe that any GM in the world is that dumb. I just can't see any other GM being so dumb to trade a franchise player like Luka. But I also think about the fact that Nico he came in the game as a Nike guy. He really didn't come up in the ranks of an organization. So maybe he doesn't understand what it means to have a hometown hero or a superstar in your hometown that you drafted, developed. He's kind of like your kid, right? So maybe he doesn't understand what that means.
I don't know about it either. I think he does. He's been around a while. He's been around players. He's been around basketball. He knows a lot of players. And he even played basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But for him to pull a trade like that, I don't believe that he's naive enough that he didn't know better. I just don't believe.
So it was a deliberate move.
It was a deliberate move.
So why would he make the move?
I think him and Ron Pelinka, they got together and they worked this out between them two.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lakers needed somebody to replace LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Because LeBron's on the way out.
I get why the Lakers did it. Yeah. I understand completely.
Absolutely.
Why the Lakers did it. I'm trying to figure out why the Mavs did it.
I don't know. I don't know if it was salary cap. They just wanted to get under the cap. They didn't want to offer him the max deal.
Yeah.
Luka would have been the highest player in the NBA.
Of course.
They got their contract.
Of course.
And there are not but 7 guys right now in the NBA that has a max contract.
Yeah.
Everybody else is on the extension.
Well, no, there's only one player on the Supermax.
Right.
There's several guys on the Max. There's on one player in the Supermax, with other players coming up for a Supermax deal. So let's jump right into the real reason why we think this has happened. A lot of conspiracy theories out there.
Absolutely.
Everything from the gambling aspect to the team aspect to all these other things. We already said we don't believe what Nico said. So let's get into why. Let me ask you, why do you think is the real reason why this trade happened?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with the owners.
Okay.
I think they got together over the summer. They got tired of these players running the league. You know, they demanded trade. We saw Kyrie Irving. We saw other players demand moves. We saw James Harden. And we saw Paul George just demand a trade. You know, and they kind of ran the league. I think the owners want to get on top of that. Mm-hmm. They said, we tired of these guys demanding trades. It's just like the Jimmy Butler thing. Mm-hmm. We're not going to trade you.
Yeah.
You just can't demand a trade. And with the revenue going down as it is, I don't think they want to get in the cap of baseball.
Okay.
You know, baseball has no cap.
Yeah.
You know, football has a cap. Baseball doesn't. And the NBA is coming like that's baseball. Mm-hmm. You know, salaries are getting up to $300, $500 million.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it's going to get up there.
Right.
I think they want to end that. And the way to do that, and Luka won't be able to get the Supermax.
Yeah, he's gonna miss out on $100 million, $100 million by getting traded.
Absolutely. So he will not get the Supermax for another couple of years.
Yeah.
If then.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. You know, when we get a Supermax, that means it's continued.
Yeah.
But I don't see other guys demanding the Supermax. You know, I know long years of being with the team.
Yeah.
But most guys are not going to be at a team 6 or 7 years. They're going to get traded.
Yeah. You know, I thought about that theory too because immediately after that Luka trade, Sacramento traded De'Aaron Fox.
Was up.
De'Aaron Fox was one of those other players that could be eligible for Supermax, homegrown, drafted by them, developed by them, face of the team. You know, of course, they got Sabonis as well too, but De'Aaron Fox was first. He was a guy.
Absolutely.
So now he gets traded to the Spurs. He won't be eligible for
He won't get
Supermax. So you know, I thought about that a lot. There is a lot of validity to what you said, because you're right. The owners do want to take control back in some kind of way, and I don't think we're gonna see many players sign that Jaylen Brown type deal. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, Boston has two.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, it remains to be seen how Boston pulls this off. But in the Mavs case, I think this new ownership group, I think there's some truth to they wanted this move to happen to avoid their Supermax.
Yes, I
now, because I feel like if Cuban was the owner,
absolutely,
this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
you know. So again,
if Cuban was still the owner of the Mavs, do you think Luka would have been traded?
No, there's no doubt in my mind.
This record show he threw it to the, look at Dirk.
Cuban's from here. He lives here. He understands what Luka means to the city.
Right. And that was another statue out in front.
He was supposed to be another statue out front. So he would have never done that deal. These people being kind of transplants, not from the area, don't really know what the area is looking for.
They know anything about basketball.
They know nothing about basketball. That's evident.
I think they just want to own the team.
They know nothing about basketball.
And let's get into the other part of that. The reason why they bought the team was to come to Dallas to start a casino, build a new arena. Excuse me, have gambling here in Dallas. With what I hear, they're not going to get the gambling in Dallas. Otherwise, people already have gambling in Dallas.
Well, I mean, I think they're trying to legislate for a vote to see if they can get gambling. So I think they're still on the table. I don't think that's necessarily.
Well, a lot of people are getting that. Because if you think about it, Dallas would have had gambling a long time ago.
They could have, yeah. But we are losing. But we are losing a lot of revenue to Oklahoma and to Louisiana.
Yeah, but Texas has a surplus of money.
Yeah.
They have a surplus of money. They don't need to have gambling. They could to make revenue more, but they don't need gambling. Otherwise, it would have been here. Horse racing never came here.
It's here. Horse racing's here.
Only one place. Think about it. This is a Christian state, and
that don't mean they don't want gambling.
Well,
they ain't what they
we had gambling.
Well, I think there's several reasons why we haven't had gambling, but I think it's on the table. I don't see why they wouldn't move here if they didn't think it was on the table. You know, that leads into the other conspiracy theory of them trying to detach the fan base
To
from the
move.
team to move the team
I heard that too.
is another conspiracy theory. And for me, that's probably the most far-fetched one to me because I'm gonna tell you why. Because number one, Dallas is a number 4 market.
Yeah.
You rarely seldom see, you really don't see a team moving from a top 5 market, top 4 market to a small market like Las Vegas. Now, Seattle moved to Oklahoma City, right? That did happen to a smaller base, but I just cannot see this team moving to Vegas. I can't see that.
What's the two things that Las Vegas doesn't have? They have a football team.
Yeah, they have a football team. They got
a baseball team.
Yeah, they do. The A's are moving. Right. A's are moving there. They've been to Brandon Stadium.
What's the last thing they need?
They need a basketball team. Yeah, of course. They played the tournament there.
Right.
They won a basketball team there. That's probably going to be the next city to get one, along with Seattle. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think that. I think they will get an expansion team before the Mavs move to Vegas. I really do. And keep in mind, I did a little research on the owners as well too. I know they have a Vegas casino background.
Right.
Currently, at this moment, they don't own any casinos. They have no casinos in Vegas. They have no casinos anywhere. They don't own any casinos as of right now. So they're looking.
Dallas would be a perfect place to start.
Exactly. So they're looking to try to get something going here in Dallas. So that's why I say.
Saying that, what does that all that have to do with Luka?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's the most far-fetched conspiracy theory of them all.
Right.
I just think that they don't know basketball.
Right.
And I also think that they didn't want to pay Luka $375 million or $350 million to be a Maverick. They just didn't want to do that. They didn't want to spend that kind of capital on one player, right? They just didn't want to do that.
Right.
So that's kind of what I think. I think the other real reason is. I think the other real reason is, well, I think that is the real reason.
Yeah, but don't you think
I think they just didn't want to spend the money on Luka, period. They want to spend the money, and it's not just because it's Luka. It's because it could be any player.
Okay.
They didn't want to spend that money for any player.
Why would you get rid of your money-making player? Because the reason why everybody got behind the Mavericks and the fan base had grown so much was because of Luka.
Of course.
And why would you get rid of your fan base? Because the fans are pissed. They actually had a funeral in front of the American Airlines Arena.
And they issued out refunds for people for season ticket holders, too.
I'd seen nothing like that since LeBron left Cleveland and they burned the jersey.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised they start burning jerseys here in Dallas. Because the fans are just... We go to the game.
Yeah.
I see more Luka jerseys than
anybody. Yeah. He's the top. He is the top.
The kids, the little kids, the old men.
Yeah.
Everybody owns a Luka jersey.
Right.
So why would you get rid of your cash cow if you all about the money? And
I think it was simply they didn't want to.
But he was been the highest player in the
league. They didn't want to pay him the max money. I just think they just didn't want to do it. I think that's the only reason why. I don't think that because it doesn't make basketball sense to do it. It's not an X's and O's move, right? Because you brought in big men,
right?
You brought in Gaffer. You brought in Lively. Right. You can develop Lively into an offensive player if you want to.
Yeah, I don't about his big man. I don't.
Believe that big man stuff because they did that. They made it to the Western. They went to the finals with who they had. Yeah. So it's not a basketball reason. We can kind of rule that out. There's no basketball reason to make the move.
And this squad they have now has been the best bench that the Mavericks have had in a long time.
Yeah,
they did beef up the bench. But I'm still, I want to know the reason. I doubt we ever know the reason. You know, Laker fans are ecstatic.
Yeah.
You know, I was ecstatic when we got Luka.
Now, are they frustrated with Luka? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Luka hard-headed at times? Absolutely.
Maybe.
Luka's missed 27 games. He's only played 22 games this season. Are they upset about that? Is he not participating in rehab? Is he taking too long to come back? Maybe so. They all could be true.
Well, name one team where a main player hasn't been hurt.
That's my point. That's my point. Even if that's true, if he has his own training staff, he's coming in no way. That's your number one guy. It does not matter.
He still scored 30 points.
It does not matter. It does not matter. You acquiesce to whatever he has. Whatever his demands are, it does not matter. That is your number one player.
What's going.
Never
his
stopped
weight.
him from scoring.
It never stopped him from passing. Never stopped him from doing anything. Rebounds. He's still one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I really feel like the real reason is they just didn't want to pay him. I mean, as sad as that is to say, it comes down. You follow them in the money. They just didn't want to pay Luka that money in the offseason.
And, Mark Cuban was always tight.
Yeah,
with this money, but I don't think he was.
But he was.
I think he would have kept Luka around because that is his fan base. That's his money maker.
Mm-hmm.
The Mavericks have sold out every game this year.
Yes.
And
since Luka's been here.
Yeah.
Since Luka's been here.
Luka Magic.
Mm-hmm.
They even had a Christmas song at one while. Hallelujah.
Every banner around the stadium is Luka. They took down all the banners.
I heard that today.
Every banner is Luka in the stadium, man.
I heard that today.
So it don't make any basketball sense. So it has to be just a stupid move to save a few dollars.
Well, and they also saved the Lakers franchise. That's one thing me and I talked about. All they talk about, NBA TV, anything doing with the NBA, is always the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
They get number one power out there on most. Look at the trades that they've had in the past. Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Robert Horry, you name it. They always get their way.
Yeah.
Somehow or another, they always get their way, and they always get their man. Why is it so much this time that they get Luka Doncic?
Well, let's start with that with the Lakers. For the Lakers, it's an easy move to make.
Absolutely.
They call you and offer you Luka. You tell them what do you want? You give them whatever they want.
Right.
They would have traded LeBron for Luka if they could have.
Right.
But let me ask you this though. Let's start with the Lakers. I want to focus a little bit on LeBron. Do you believe that LeBron didn't know about the trade?
No. He knew.
You believe he knew from
he knew.
When did he know?
Now, the only reason why I think that he might not have known that they are trying to get away from LeBron.
Okay.
Because he is leading. He is 40 years old.
Yeah.
And they have to turn the franchise over to somebody. So I think this is the first time they didn't listen to LeBron. And then maybe he did know.
But my question is, when did he know? Did he know before the trade happened?
Oh yeah.
Did he know a day before? Did he know January?
I think he knew.
When did he know this was going to happen?
He always wanted to play with Luka. That's no secret about that.
Okay.
He said that publicly. He always wanted to play with Luka. And I think they did talk to him about that. We're gonna get Luka for you.
Yeah.
For the franchise.
And the thing is, it would go against everything that I've known about the Lakers organization to not tell LeBron.
Oh yeah.
The way they treat their superstars in LA.
Yeah, same way they did with
Magic, Kobe, whoever would have. Right. They have the reputation of any other franchise in the league treating their superstars like superstars.
Right. Absolutely.
I cannot believe that LeBron didn't know. Now, he may be saying that to save face, to try to still be friends with Anthony Davis. I don't know what it is, but I think even Anthony Davis knows it's a bunch of BS. He knows that LeBron knew.
Yeah,
nothing would have happened without LeBron knowing what's going on. You know, but I do think it signals. I think what the conversation went with LeBron was, look, LeBron, you has set things up for AD to take over. Right. We don't think AD is the right guy to take over, but we have a chance for Luka to be the next guy. Well, and I think that makes basketball sense.
AD has never been the leader.
Yes, I'm saying that makes basketball sense.
Right.
AD has never taken a team to where Luka has taken a team.
Right.
So that conversation with LeBron would make sense to have it with LeBron, and he would understand it. Because that's a basketball move.
He did it in New Orleans, but he didn't do it in LA.
Not to that level.
Not to that level.
Not to take a team to the finals or to the Western Conference finals. Never did that. So that's why I think if he set LeBron down and said, hey, man, I know you want to give the reins to AD.
But
we don't think he can take the reins. Okay? But we can get Luka to take the reins. And I think that right there makes sense for LeBron to do.
And AD stayed hurt a lot too.
True.
So you can't really count on AD. And I know Luka is box office.
Yeah, it's very.
Imagine how many Lakers expect him to go be
it's very
sell tickets.
Is AD is still unproven to be a number one, right? He's still unproven to be a number one.
Right.
Luka is proved he can be a number one. So that's why I say I think LeBron knew. I think he knew early. Honestly, I think he knew early, and because that's just the way the Lakers operate. They don't treat their superstars and leave them in the blind and then like that. The Lakers would tell LeBron.
Right.
But I also want to say, what is this? For the first time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this will be the first time LeBron is not the best player on his team.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You think this? I mean, I know he had Kyrie. I know he had AD. I know he had D Wade. I know he had Chris Bosh. Right. But man, this is and it's the only reason because of his age. Let's be honest. I mean, because he's 40 years old. But he literally, legitimately, right now, is not the best player on his team. Right. So does reality set in for him? Do you think he's gonna? Everybody says it's not gonna work. I don't believe that because LeBron is probably knows more basketball than anybody on the planet. He's gonna figure out a way to make it work. He figured out a way to make it work with AD. He figured out a way to make it work with Kyrie. He figured out a way to make it work with D Wade, Chris Bosh, whatever role he had to play. So I don't think this will be any different. But
he wasn't 40 years old.
He wasn't 40 years old. But now he got to do a lot less.
Right.
He ain't got to handle the ball. He can play off the ball.
Well, Luka can't play off the ball.
Yeah.
But LeBron can.
LeBron can, yeah.
He can set screens. He can play off the ball. Luka can't. So he's going to let Luka bring the ball. They tried that with everybody else.
So do you think
Russell couldn't handle it.
So what do you think happens with LeBron? You think LeBron is going to...
I think he'll play one more year.
Okay.
I think he'll play one more year to see how this works. I know they talked about getting another big man. I don't think they're too going after players. I think they get another man. I think he's going to make another run for a championship. He's got a sidekick now.
Yeah.
He does. And if they finish ahead of the Mavericks.
Which they are ahead of them now.
Yeah. Make it to the playoffs. And the Mavericks don't make it. How disappointing is that?
It's gonna be crazy, man. And we'll talk about when we get to the point because they're getting ready to play each other here real soon in LA on my birthday. Matter of fact, which I'm praying to be at that game. Cause I just gotta see it. I gotta see it with my own two eyes.
Luka in the 77.
Yes, I gotta see Luka playing against the Mavs in that 77 jersey. I gotta see it with my own two eyes.
You know he won.
I gotta see it with my own two eyes.
You know he's gotta be pissed.
Man, I gotta see it with my own two eyes.
Upset.
He may go for 100 that game. I don't know.
I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be cheering.
He's pissed. I'm gonna tell you right now. I saw the press conference today.
He didn't look happy.
He's pissed.
He didn't look happy.
He's pissed.
That was the saddest press conference I saw.
One thing I know about Luka, boy, he when he gets pissed off,
he gets revenge.
He gets revenge. He is not gonna play no games with the Mavs.
He's gonna talk trash.
He ain't gonna play no games. He ain't gonna talk trash to everybody, kid, everybody. He ain't playing no games.
Look over at the bench and give him that look, boy. It's not.
Laker fans, I'm gonna tell y'all got a stone cold killer. I'm telling you.
And
he ain't playing no games out there.
Laker fan base. Can you imagine what they're gonna be like now?
I mean, can you imagine how they feel now? They've gone. Think about that. They've gone from all the greats to Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, to Luka. I mean, they just
they always seem to come out on top.
You know how many years we've done this show and been at games, and I have teased about Luka going to LA.
Right.
I've teased it, and sure enough, it happened. I just felt like he was so box office. So much of a draw, at some point he's going to end up in L.A. And in the middle of the night on Saturday, he ended up in L.A.
Yeah, I'm still shocked. I'm still can't get over that. But I do want an explanation. Maybe the truth will come out soon.
It'll be in a book somewhere. Stranger things have happened. I get it, but it makes no basketball sense. Let's just say that it's not a basketball move.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm 71 years old. I've never seen anything like that.
Not a basketball move. Okay, so now let's talk about the Mavs and moving forward with them. They have AD. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong.
AD is a great player.
AD's a great player. We haven't had a player like AD ever before.
No.
We never had a big man that could score like that, play defense like that. So we do have a rarity for the Mavericks.
Right.
We've never had a big man like that.
He said he wants to play the 4.
Which he can play here. He can play the 4 here. We got 2 other centers.
Right.
They can play with him. We still got Kyrie. We still got Clay.
Right.
We made another trade today and got Caleb Martin for Quinn Grimes, which is an upgrade.
So totally
but moving forward, how do you the Mavs before the trade? I say there's no team in the West that can beat the Mavs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they own OKC. They beat them every time, even without Luka.
Yeah.
They're 3-0 against OKC. I think they could beat any team with Luka in the 7-game series. But now, how do you feel about the team? You feel like they are still the best team, or what?
No, I don't feel like they're the best team. They have lost a lot of games. I watched them tonight play. They lost by 2 points to Philadelphia, but they just don't have a closer.
Yeah.
They don't have that guy.
Well, Kyrie's got to be the closer, right?
Kyrie, asking a lot of Kyrie.
Yeah.
They are asking a lot of Kyrie. Now, he can't do it.
He's done it.
He has done it before. But without Luka, I just don't see him going very far.
It's hard to imagine what kind of team it's going to be without Luka, man. I have to see it on the court before I make a decision.
I don't know what it's going to be like in the arena.
Yeah.
When they introduce the players and there's no Luka Doncic name called.
Well, wait till they show Nico on the screen. Wait till they do that.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be so tough. Now the Mavs apparently are still making moves. They made a trade today.
Yeah.
There's rumors about them going after Kevin Durant. I mean, now let me ask you this question: If the Mavs end up with Kevin Durant, how do you feel about the Luka trade? How do you feel about the Luka trade then?
If
the Mavs end up with Kevin Durant, how you feel about the Luka trade then?
I'm pretty sure they embrace KD. You know, like you said, if you're gonna take a superstar like that,
you might as well go for it.
You know,
what if they end up with Jimmy Butler?
Well, I don't think they can work with Jimmy Butler.
I don't know, man. He wants to come here. He listed as one of his teams to come to.
Yeah, but that would be a miracle if they pull that off. But what would they give up to Miami?
Man, I don't know.
You know, we have no draft.
What would we give up to Phoenix?
We have no draft talk. Well, Katie has what, 1 more year?
2, I think.
2 more years.
Yeah.
And they talking about bringing Jimmy Butler to Phoenix.
Maybe a 3-way team deal.
Maybe a 3-way team. Bradley Beal or something in there. I don't know.
Yeah, Bradley Beal's the only other. Bradley Beal has a no trade clause.
2
Him and
guys in the
LeBron.
NBA with no trade contract.
I don't know how that happened. Him and
It's
LeBron.
2 guys. Him and LeBron.
And Bradley Beal
and no trade.
And Bill's making $60 million this year.
Right. And I'm pretty sure Phoenix want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they would pull the KD trade off. It'd have to be a 12 o'clock Saturday night, middle of the night.
But let me ask you. But if Nico is able to pull off this trade and get Kevin Durant here, all's forgiven.
Oh yeah, all is forgiven. Yeah. Because KD is another.
Man, KD is a stone cold killer too.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Kyrie, KD, AD, Clay?
Yeah, that's super team.
Lively, Gafford.
Yeah, that's super team.
They had to give up one of Lively or Gafford, one of the two.
I think Gafford's on the chopping block. I think
him and PJ, huh?
Yeah, him and PJ are trade based. You know, but
everything's open negotiation. If this one thing about the players, I don't think the players know, but I could have. Do you think Kyrie knew?
No.
You don't think Kyrie knew?
I don't think Kyrie, because Luka didn't know.
You can't surprise Kyrie with a move like that.
I mean, but Luka didn't know.
Yeah, but that's one thing.
I mean, like I said, it's the way you trade a player, and this was not typical.
Yes.
Usually you talk to the agent, you talk to the player, everybody knows.
Right.
This was not taught. Why would you think Kyrie knew and nobody else?
Because Kyrie's going to be the one here. The Kyrie's going to have to be the leader of the team to get them focused on basketball after the trade. Don't you think you say something to him?
Yeah, well,
I mean, who else? You got to tell someone's going to have to galvanize the team and rally the guys together.
That's right.
Someone's got to step up and say, "Hey, man, look, this is business. We still got games to play." Somebody in that locker room's got to do that.
Well, if you think about it, he is the leader of the team now.
Yes, I'm saying. So you think he didn't know?
Yes. No, I don't think. If AD didn't know, and Luka didn't know, why would you think Kyrie knew?
Because I think the same reason why I think LeBron knew. The same reason why I think LeBron knew, I think Kyrie knew.
Yeah.
For the exact same reason. For the exact same reason.
So they sat it down and told him we're going to trade Luka.
Yeah.
Well, you may be right. You
Yeah.
may be on something.
Look, Kyrie's
you don't know who all knew.
Kyrie's a grown man. He's been in the league a long time.
He's been around.
He's been a part of trades.
Yeah.
He's asked for trades. He's played
trade.
with those superstars from the Brooklyn to Boston. He's done it all. So he understands the business of it all.
Yeah.
And he understands basketball,
and
too.
he's been a well-behaved citizen.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
So,
been a perfect role model.
could you imagine what he would feel if he didn't know? If he didn't know and then if he woke up one morning and said, "Dang, they traded Luka," then tell me.
I think everybody else woke up like that.
Yeah, I know we did. But I'm just saying. We know how
woke up like that.
we know how volatile Kyrie can be.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know how fragile sometimes he can be about
Right.
stuff. Like, you're not gonna tell me. He takes stuff to heart.
Well, yes.
Let's not get it twisted.
I'm
He
waiting
takes
to
stuff
hear
to
his
heart.
comments.
I am too.
I wonder if he's gonna comment about that.
I think he's gonna be a professional about it, but I do think he knew.
Yeah.
It's like I think Kid knew.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think Kid knew. I think
you don't pull nothing like that without the coach.
I think Kyrie knew as
And
well.
I heard
LeBron
something
knew.
else that said that's why Carlisle didn't sign an extension because it had something to do with Luka. I don't know if I believe that or not.
No, I don't believe
but
that.
I think he just got sick and tired of management.
Yeah,
And
that's what it was.
I think he did. Yeah, I don't
I
believe
think
that.
that's what it was.
But there's all kind of rumors floating around.
Now, regardless of what Luka's attitude was and conditioning
He
was,
could have came in.
he was still a top player. I wouldn't give a damn.
Scoring, yeah.
And I saw them reporting about him being 260, 270.
Yeah.
I saw him today. He didn't look like he was 260, 270.
No, he didn't. You know,
He didn't like he was in basketball
and if he
shape to
did
me.
come in out of shape, he didn't play like he was out of shape.
Yeah.
You know, that may be, everybody's body's different. You know. But I don't know.
It remains to be seen, man. We're still in shock.
If there's enough basketball, you get in shape.
I think we agree we're still in shock about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while.
I don't know what's going to happen. They come here Saturday, so I don't know what's going to happen Saturday when they play. I think AD's not playing until Saturday, if he does, at home. We agreed that LeBron knew, right?
Yeah.
We agreed that this was all about not paying them. It's all about not paying them.
Right.
But I think this is the first domino, folks. Lucas was first. There's a big shock. De'Aaron Fox was next.
It's gonna be a lot more.
It's gonna be a lot more players. I'm telling you right now.
I think these owners
They're gonna get
I
moved.
really think they don't
Yes.
fed up. They don't want to pay the maximum. You know.
It's gonna be more moves of guys getting traded without
Right,
them knowing. Guys waking up to being traded. The owners are trying to take as much
And
power
if you
back
leave
as
or
possible.
trade somebody, you don't get the max.
No.
You get extension. You know, but you don't get the max.
It's the backfire move. The players wanted this so they can
Right.
stay with teams.
Right.
So teams can have a shot at keeping superstars.
But what player has been there long term? Anybody.
Well,
Everybody
right
can
now,
say.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum are the two.
But they
so.
got the super max. That's because
They got super max.
Boston didn't mind spending. Imagine what their payroll is.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
It's
might
not
not be that.
sustainable,
They
yeah.
might not be that the whole time. They may get traded.
Yeah, they're not sustainable.
You know, but I think Boston got the highest payroll. They have to have the highest payroll. How long are they gonna keep that up? I guarantee.
But this sets a precedent though in the league and alerts other owners and GMs to treat these players more like assets than people.
Right. And
To say, you know what, if you want to trade a guy, trade him.
And you know
Don't
why?
talk to him.
Right.
Don't worry about what he wants. Don't care about what the agent says.
Yeah.
Just treat the guy like an asset and trade the guy. I think it sets a precedent for
And
that.
if you notice this, remember the revenue sharing came up a while back.
Mhm.
These smaller teams were complaining about this. You know, they could make more money than
Anybody.
anybody.
Hmm.
But they get to keep most of it.
Right.
They share them. But you notice these small markets don't have large payrolls.
Mhm.
Like Orlando,
Yeah.
Houston,
Mhm.
all these young guys, they paying for minimum
Right.
or just the league level, you know,
Mhm.
and they're having success.
Yeah.
I think the super teams are over with.
Yeah.
I do believe the day of the super teams have ended. Because
Unless we build one here, folks. Unless we build one here with KD, and then I'm all on board with the super team.
and then
That's a super team right there.
The talent coming out up now is so good
Mm-hmm.
that you can get a guy out of college. You know.
I don't think it's that good.
Well, look at Blancaro.
Yeah, but he's 4 years in the league.
That's what I'm talking about. 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But they're young.
But he might not get to a Supermax
He might not
either.
get a Supermax deal either.
Mm-hmm.
The Melo Ball got one. But like I said, 7 guys, only 7 guys.
And he got one, and they're not a
Yeah,
contender.
that's right.
They're not a contender.
Well, the Hornets didn't have no choice.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have nobody.
For Nico to be able to, for Nico still be able to make moves he wants to make every year,
Right.
you can't have a player making a Supermax.
That's right.
You got to have
That's right.
the flexibility to move around. You can't make moves every
Fill
year
in the pieces.
with a Supermax player. It's just impossible
Yeah.
to do it. But it remains to be seen, man. We're gonna go to the game Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
We're gonna see how it goes, man. We'll be back with another show probably after that game or before that game, and give you guys a
tell
sense
everybody
of
what happened at the game.
yeah, give you guys a sense of kind of what the feeling is with everybody. But shock still, Luka with the trade, and we'll see what happens next, folks.
Yeah, what's the state of the NBA now?
I know. I don't know.
Does that
It did bring him to the front page. So
did that start a trend?
yeah,
You think it's a
absolutely.
trend?
I think there'll be a lot more moves. I think that freed up a lot of teams to make moves.
Oh yeah.
By seeing them do that gave everybody the light bulb. You know what? I can do this. I can trade my guy.
But they asked.
You see, De'Aaron Fox got traded. KD's getting ready to get traded.
Right. They asked a lot.
Jimmy Butler's getting ready to get traded. Everybody's on the chopping block.
They asked a lot of players about the Luka trade. They said, "Well, if Luka can get traded, anybody getting traded.
Yeah.
Anybody. Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Right.
So don't be surprised, man. Do not be surprised. The more stuff's gonna happen.
Right. Thursday the deadline.
Thursday we're gonna find out.
Find out. Where does Jimmy Butler go?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Or where they go?
They're gonna send him anywhere. They're not gonna ask him where to go.
Oh no, they're gonna
They're gonna send him anywhere.
If he go to Phoenix, I don't know.
Man, if in Detroit, I don't know what he's gonna
could
do.
go to Cleveland.
Yeah, they could just not care at this point.
Yeah, he'd be good in Cleveland.
Yeah, it would be. It would
Good in
be.
Cleveland.
Well, we'll see, man. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. More to come on this whole season, man. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we're gonna all see it together. I
One
guess.
question:
Yeah.
Do you think the Mavericks gonna make the playoff?
Yeah. Ain't no doubt in my mind.
Playing.
No, they're gonna be at least a 6 seed.
Well,
At least a 6 seed.
We have to see.
They will be. There's enough bad teams.
They're going to start winning.
There's enough bad teams they can make a 6 seed.
They're in 10th place now, right?
Yeah, they can. But they're not in 10th place by much. So
they game of 2 separated.
Yeah, they can make the 6 seed.
AD can get you a couple of games.
Yeah, they can make 6 seed. I think for sure.
But I can't wait to see Luka play in a Lakers uniform. You know they're gonna have.
Yeah, I gotta be there. I gotta see it with my own eyes. I
hope he don't play till your birthday.
Yeah, I gotta see it with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Dallas when they do play.
It's gonna be a murder.
Yeah, it'll be murder.
All right, folks. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned. We got a lot more, man. Stay tuned with us. We give you the inside scoop and the real right here on RF Sports Radio.